Okay, I'm going to show you the SLC Bot by Normie. I'm going to show you how it works, how I've been using it. I've had better results with this than anything I have ever seen or heard of. Anything I've ever seen or heard of. This is really it's pretty up there. Okay, what I do in the beginning. Now I'm at level 1. You can set this. This is your base bet. You can set that for whatever you want. We'll go to that later. But I'm at 1. So what I'm going to do is find a large number. Hopefully, I can't always do this. I'm going to try to find a large number followed by a small number because it starts LH, LH, L. Okay, there's a large number, small number. So I'll put in the 19 and the 16. That'll give me a win right up here in my win-loss register. Then I'll put in the 20, which I know will give me another win because it's high. Okay, I don't really like this. I like to have more than this, but, well, let's wait and see if we get a low number on this next one. No, let's don't. Forget it. Okay, now what we do is we confirm the bet and click off the track only. And now it is set to go. Now, what I do, I don't like a minus 20. I go for a minus 10, so I'll cut this down to 10. And we'll see if we get a low number. If we do, that'll be better. If we do, this will go to 3 and this will go to 2, and that's an even better start. But you don't always get exact start you want. So I just start it where I feel it's going to work. Let's pull for a low number here. I'm playing on Smart Live, as I'm sure you can see. And we did get a low number. No, we didn't. We got the 27. Yeah, okay. Now, it will go ahead now, since I have unclicked the track only and the confirm. It will go ahead and place a bet. Now, this will be a loss, which will cut it down, as you will see in the... okay, see that went to -1 over here on the drawdown. It went to -1. Okay, what I do here now, I have to adjust my win target and my stop loss because I have not started from scratch. And I think Normie and I have both found it's better not to start from scratch because this way you can look at your last 4 or 5 or 6 numbers, however many you want to. Sometimes I do this 4 or 5 times until I get something that I like. I'll let the bot just sit there and the casino just sit there and run for a few minutes and until I get a better string of numbers. But I didn't want to have to do that, so here's what we're doing. Now I have to make an adjustment. Now I'm already 2, so if I want to win 10, I got to go to 12. Now on this one, normally this is a green number. So if it's a green number, I don't do anything with it. If it's a red number, I add it to here. So now we have a -11. Actually, yeah, that's correct. Put a -11. Sometimes I put a -12, just, whatever according to how I feel. Okay, that's a big number. So we got a winner. That's a 20. Now you'll see what happens when it gets a winner. It records the number 20, and it changes this from a drawdown of -1 and 2. It will go to 2 and 3. There you go, 2 and 3. Now I want you to pay attention. Let's see if I bet. Yeah, my cursor's free. Pay attention to this little thing right here where I'm waving the cursor. Now this is the thing that I don't totally understand, don't really need to, but what it does, oh my gosh, I forgot to change my cycles. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm supposed to change this to 4 and 5. Son of a gun. Well, I've done that before and got away with it. If I don't get away with it, I just lose $1, so I'm not going to get too excited about it. But what this means in this right here the first time you have to have 6 register win or losses in there before it does anything. I don't know why that is. But after that, every 4 spins, it looks back at the last 5 numbers and decides, are there more wins than losses? If there are more wins than losses, this will be a keep 1. It'll stay right there. Now let's see what we got. That was a loss. Dang, I can't believe I made that mistake. But it's so early in the game that maybe we can get away with it. Okay. I say we have 5 numbers in right now. There's been 6 spins, but we haven't got it. So you never count the first one because it's a dummy. I mean, there's no bet, so there's always 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will know in just a couple of minutes here what this does. Now you see I'm at 0 and 3. Now I bet 2 units, which would put 4 units on here. So if I get a win, you'll see this briefly go to 4 and this 3, and then they'll switch. This one will go to 3 and 4 because it always takes your bet. Whatever your bet is, it takes it out of the drawdown. So if I were to erase this bet and quit right now, I'd be exactly even on this trot. Sometimes these things, let's see, we're looking for a big number. Sometimes these things take 15 spins and you have a decision. Either you've won or lost. And we got a big number, 24, 34, what is it? Other times, I've had them go 76 spins trying to find a winner or loser. And the reason that is because you get into this kind of like what I call the hiccup effect, where you'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. It just, see how it changed from 3 to 4? Right up here. Okay. All right. Now, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this changed from 3 to 5. So if I count back the last 5 spins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I will find 3 winners out of that 5. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. That means it will keep. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks at it again in 4 spins. We'll try to figure that out. But I don't really care so much how it works, unless, you know, I'd love to take this formula and this way of betting and go to a single zero real wheel where there was a group of people at the table and you had a little time to bet, because you only got to make one bet, either high or low. You don't have to bet numbers all over the table. And if you had time to figure and you knew what you were figuring, I've looked at that formula that Normie posted on that thread, and I just have not had time. I'm not going to say I'm so dumb I can't figure it out. There's another winner, 4. I'm not going to say I'm so dumb I can't figure it out. I just haven't had time. Now watch this over here. It'll go to 5, 4, just briefly. Well, it does as fast you can't see it. It'll go to 5, 4, and then 4, 5. Now, what this means is we are 7 away from our goal. We have 1, 5, 7 away from our goal. That's all there is to it. And we will watch and see when this 3, 5 changes. Now, I'm going to post a sheet, which I've been keeping track of these things, and the win-loss rate is unbelievable. I mean, you know, people can say whatever they want to say. They can say, well, this is just luck. You know, it'll turn around, it'll all change, it'll all go away. And it may, you know, it may. I can't say it won't. I'm just saying, I have never seen a win rate like this, never, on anything that continues. I've been doing this now for close to 2 weeks, and I get up in the middle of the night. I have run hundreds and hundreds of trots where they go either you win 10 or you lose 10. And when I talk about winners or losers, I'm saying you either won your 10 or you lost your 10. That looks like a 7. know. Huh. I'm going to go back and look at that video. That didn't look right to me. I could have swore that was further on over there. I have seen this video, this Smart Live, you know, this airball. I don't want to come after me with guns blazing or anything, but man, I have seen some strange stuff watching this wheel. The ball will start to decay and go toward the wheel, and just all of a sudden, for no reason, the ball will go uphill. It will go back up the race toward that shiny part. You know, the ball will be right along here, and then all of a sudden it'll go up right here. Well, how does it go against gravity? You know, how does it go against centrifugal force? That's a little bit, well, makes you wonder. And then there's that video that guy posted where it jumped completely out of one number and into another. Okay, let's count and see our 10th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've only got 8 in. See if we get a little number. Looks like 31. Yep. Okay, now we will increase our bet on the next one. It will bet low 2. Nope, it didn't bet high 2. I was wrong. I was looking at it wrong. Yeah, we wanted low last time and got high, so now we want high. Here's your scheme right here. The last number that came was 31. Now, this is what it's betting. You could draw a line right down through there and say this is what it's betting on this spin that's coming up. It's betting the low 2 times. I mean, it lost. No. All right, let's back up. Draw your line right here. This is what happened the last time. It was 31. It was a loss. Now, it's betting 2 on high. Our bankroll is 3, and we're still at that keep 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we've got 9 spins, and we're still at 3, 5. Let's count backward 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 3. So we'll stay at the 1 because we have 3 wins in our last 5. Okay, now we're looking for a big number. 21, 25, 21. Okay, there's our big number. Now, this will go to 7 right over here. Our highest will go to 7 because we doubled our bet. The very first one in here is a martingale, so it doubles your bet. Now we're at 6, 7. We're 5 away from our goal. Now, when we're through, I'm going to open up. I'll do it real quick right now. There's a thing here where you show the full log. And this tells you exactly how you went for this trip. I have every one of these. There's a ton of them. Okay, but we'll look at that later. All right. Now, we're still at the same thing, and now we're wanting a low number. Now, every once in a while, and here again, I just simply haven't had time. My wife is putting in new countertops in a bathroom and a kitchen, and trying to find a slab of granite that is large enough to cut and make both of them. It's and that she likes. I mean, you can find lots of them that she doesn't like, but finding one she likes is, you know, like the old proverbial needle in a haystack. So I have not had a lot of time to sit down and really do some thinking. Haven't had time to do a lot of thinking on that pockets idea, but eventually it'll all come out in the wash now, you know. What is that? The 16, 13, 12. Okay, that's another winner. Now, as long as you keep getting winners like this, you're not going to ever change from a keep 1. I mean, I've gone through many, many sessions where it was just one thing, keep 1. Okay, look here and I'll show you. We have had 8 wins and 3 losses in this trot. Now you say, well, And is that an exceptional trot? I mean, do you see that once in a blue moon? And the answer is no. You see it all the time. It may not be 8-3 because that's pretty big, but it will be something like 8-6 or 8-5 all the time. And then you get that one that's just an absolute dog. And usually, you can tell, I can tell, when I start this thing up and it just goes lost, 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 it's not going to turn around. It's on that negative tram for what that wheel is doing at that particular time. And, you know, I just let it run to 10, turn around, go. Start it over with a level at 2. And that's what I do. If I lose one at 10, I just raise that to 2, up to 3, up to 4, and so forth and so on. The highest I've ever gone is 5. Now you will see I'm going to post a sheet, and it's going to have a win-loss record, and it's going to have the number of times that it's gone up to 5. That's a 12 again, looks like. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, all we can do is just wait until it... Now, it'll bet 2 on the next one, and it will be 2 on the high, and... Well, no, it bet 2 on the low. Oh, I didn't wait for it to shift. Got a bait over here, 2. It bet 2, low, bankroll is 5, and it's going to keep to 1. Now, if we get too many losers, this 1 will become a 0, and it starts to bet the antithesis or something. I can't quite figure out what it's doing. I haven't had time to just sit down and think it out because I don't have to. All I have to do is set the bot and forget it. You know, I don't have to know how it works. Normie's already, you know, blazed the trail and used the machete and hacked through the wilderness. So, you know, it's kind of hard for me to come along behind him and do the same thing and when I don't need to. And that, on top of that, I'm just pretty damn lazy, let's face it. I mean, if I wasn't lazy, I wouldn't be running these bots. So, okay. I'm going to have to get me some tea in a minute. I should have said that at the Two Cat Cafe, you can get oolong tea. So, okay, let's see if we get a little number. Oh my gosh. Okay, now this is good. It's not good for me, but it's good because sometimes when you're in a perfect rhythm, I mean it's like hit, 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 miss, hit, 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 then you get the 0. That seems to throw everything out of sync. And now it wouldn't surprise me at all if we don't start getting a bunch of losers and go downhill. There have been many times. At one time, I overcame 3 zeros on the screen, right there on the screen at the same time, and I still won the trot. There have been other times that I've hit 1 0, just like I did now, and man, I tell you, it went straight downhill, never recovered. So that's the game. It changes something, and it doesn't change the way. If you look over here, it's still going low, high, so it doesn't change that, but it changes something. Let me get the phone here. This probably, hello. No. Listen. You made the damn mess, you know, you're going to clean it up. I don't like you, Obama. You know, you made the mess with the damn rollout was wrong. You know, you paid $600 million when you were supposed to pay 90. Now, you fix the damn thing. I don't want anything to do with it, okay? And don't call me back, okay? And don't have Pelosi call me or don't have that chicken heel Harry Reid call me, okay? Thank you. I'm sorry about that. What happened while I was gone? Okay, see now I'm 3 L's in a row. Okay, look here, we went to 0. Now what that means is in the last 5, see we only had 2 wins. And we're at a -2, so we can only go 9 more and we bankrupt. Now let's see if we can recover from that 0. Here's the bad thing. So many times when I see a 0, I see another one within 10 spins. I call it green on the screen. It happens all the time. I guess it happens to everything else because there's a 12 on the screen right there side by side. I wouldn't be surprised to see the 0, 3, 7, 9, 12. 0, 3, 7, 9, 12. I would not be surprised to see any of those numbers in the next 3 or 4 spins. In fact, I expect them to be there. And I sure don't want either of those right now. Is that a 22? No, that's a 9. No, it's an 18. Crap. No, it's a 9. 0, 3, 7, 9, 12. What did I just get through saying? There's the 9. Okay, now we're 4 down. It's getting serious now. It sure can get boring. Come on, little number. 3, 7, 9, or 12. And that's not a little number. Okay, we're about to bankrupt here. I think we got maybe 1 or 2 more bets. Yep, 13. Now, here's the deal. Right here we have a 13. Now, if that 13, that'll be the end of it because we're minus 11. So if we don't get a big number here, you know, we're toast. And I have seen this with the 0 many, many times. And I don't really understand it because, like I said, it doesn't throw the high, low, or low, high. It doesn't throw it off. It just considers it a win. But somehow or another, I think this thing ought to completely ignore the 0. It's like it didn't even happen, like it was on Bet Voyager. But maybe it has to. I guess it has to because it'd have to put in some number that hit. You couldn't just have it win or lose and not have a number go in. You got to have something. So, okay, big number. What do we need here? Let's have a repeat of the 21. That'd work. Come on, 21. Oh my goodness, that's 33. That's 31. That's good. 31. All right, we got a short reprieve. I'm sweating bullets. I'm down, what, 60 cents, 60 pennies. This is tough on me. Okay, now we need a little number. 3, 7, 9, 12 would be nice this time. No 0, of course. 3, 7, 9, 12 would be nice. repeat of the 9, repeat of the 12, repeat of the 3. 7 hadn't hit. How about a 7? That'd work. Come on, 7. And, oh my God, is that the 7? No, it's not. It's 18. That's all right. It's 18 or 9. Thought I'd conjured up the devil there for Okay, now that will help. Okay, now we're back down to a 3-bet. Now, a 3-bet would literally put 6. That would change this to a 6. I'm sorry, it would change that to a 9. It would add 6 to it and make that a 9, which would make this a 9 and that a 8. So if I get this one. Now, notice here, even though this is something I don't quite understand, there comes a time when it breaks with the low, high, low, high, low, high pattern and puts 2 lows or 2 highs back to back. Now, I contacted Norman about this, and he said that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And here again, I don't understand it, but, you know, doesn't make any difference. And sometimes it will up the bet after a win. Usually it drops the bet after a win, but sometimes it ups the bet one time after a win. It didn't this time. It went from 7 to 3. But it's something in that formula that he posted that... okay, we could still use a 3, 7, 9, 12. Or another 18. What is that? 13? No. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's 13. Okay, now it will go to 8 and 9 over there in the bankroll window. And if we can get another win or so, it'll go back to 1s. Because right now, we have 3 out of the last 5, but he only counts it. He only checks it every 4 times. He checks it in cycles of 4. So I don't know which cycle I'd have to figure it up. It's 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, that's 19. 6 plus 4 plus 4. I guess there's 3 more before it checks it, because that adds up to 19. I don't know. Let's just hope for a big number. I'm getting very close to the win goal. Now, I'll tell you something else as soon as we see if we get a big number here. That's 25, yeah, or 21, one or the other. Yep. Okay. Now, let's let the cursor do its thing, and I'll show you something. We'll change to 9-10. See, it went briefly to 10-10, then 9-10. So that's your bet. It's really 10-10, but one of your chips is right here. So if you add it back, it's 10-10. Now, I have noticed that when you get within like 4 of this target number, if you've won 8, the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th bet, in those 4 bets, you are almost 100% certain to have a winner. And what I mean by that is, if you make it to 8, you're almost certain to make it to 12. It very seldom goes to 8 and then turns around and goes down. Because as Vic used to say, you're on a positive tram. And it seems like, it just like I said, I have got, I don't know how many of these sheets I've got, but every last one of them, except for I believe 1. I believe I have had 1 when it got within 4 of goal and then turned around and went backward. So the very, very most of them, I mean, I'm talking probably 95 to 1 or 100 to 1. I don't know how many of these sheets I got, but I got a bunch of them. And that's a loser, 33. But I was talking to Normie about it, and I was thinking about, you know, if I had lots of money in here, and you only got $146, but if I had lots of money and I wasn't afraid to lose it, when I got to 8, like when I'm betting 12 here and I got to 8, you know, I'd increase that bet to $5. And in that last 4 runs there, I'd make $5 instead of making 5 times 10, 50 cents. I'd make $5. But if you lose, you don't only lose that, it goes all the way back down to 0. So it goes 5 and then increases to 10 and then to 15 and then to 20 and to 25. And so, and pretty soon, you know, you're into some big money territory. You know, you're into a $100 loss or something like that. So it may not be that good idea. It hadn't been a good enough idea that I've wanted to try it. I've just kind of, and it might be that, you know, you get to 1 away from goal. When you've won 11, you know, you get to goal, and maybe you try it 1 time. Because one thing about this bot, you can switch everything around on the fly. You know, right now while it's spinning, I can change the base bet, I can change the unit amount, I can change the win target, stop loss, and it doesn't affect anything, because apparently after every decision, it looks back to see what happened. And that's a 9. That's another loser. There's that 9 I wanted a while ago. But it's a very user-friendly bot. Now we still hadn't gotten back to 1 yet. It seems to me, and I don't know if this is true or not, but now we're at 3. It seems to me like you win a lot more when the keep is at 1. Oh yeah, the keep went back to 1. Okay, good. Because let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 3 out of 5. I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems like the keep at 1, you win a lot more, you know. Now another thing Normie's done while we're talking here, I'm selling this bot, ain't I? I'm sorry, it's terrible. He has an import drag and drop. Now you can take a group of numbers from Spielbank or somewhere like that, and you can just drag them over here and drop them, and every time you hit step, it's like a spin. So as fast as you can hit step, this puppy will, you know, he'll go through 100 numbers before quick and get ready. I look for him to automate that, where you just have to click step 1 time and it'll just go like a house fire. But I think why he did that was so as you're stepping, you can stop and take a look at what's happening. Otherwise, it just, all you do is see a blur and then it's over with. That's the way it was with the Super Roulette bot. You just saw a blur of numbers and then it was over. With this one, you can just take every time something happens, you can stop and analyze it and say, oh, what happened, you know. Now, what is that? Is that a big number? No, that's a dang 26. Hey, we're back on the losing tram again. And how many numbers have we had? Okay, let's let it bet. I don't want to touch the cursor until it does its thing. But that's one thing you don't want to do, is touch the cursor, because you can cause it to make a bet in the wrong place, and it'll confirm it before you have time to change it. We have had a total of 24 total. Now, remember when we had, see, it doesn't count that first one. That's why it doesn't add up. It adds up to 23, but it does not count the very first spin. That's a dummy spin. But when we started, remember, we had like 8 and 3. We had winners. It was like 8 and 3. And now it's 12 and 11. See how the losers have caught up with us? So, and right now we're dead even. You know, if we lose this, that means we're dead even. And we haven't won anything right now, because we'll be back to 12-12. But if we win it, happy days are here again. Okay, we need a big number. Big motor scooter. $21, $23, $25. There you go, $27. Well, I knew there was something there. Good number, good number. Excellent, excellent number. Okay. Now it dropped to 3. See, it was at 4. Right here the bet was 4. And it won. It dropped to 3. So that means 6 and 5 is 11. See, it'll put double this. So that would be 6 and 5 is 11, which would make it 10-11. So I'm back in the ball game. That's one of the things Normie pointed out to me when we were talking about this. He said, you'd be surprised, you know, you can get a whole long line of L's and 1 or 2 wins, and you're right back to where you were, you know, because of the DeLambert, or it's a modified DeLambert, some kind of DeLambert. But you can get right back in the game real quick. Now, this trot, simply because I made a recording of it, this trot has taken forever. I'm looking at the timer on my video, and it has taken 35 minutes. A lot of times these things they don't take 15 minutes. You either win or lose. Usually you win. Isn't that a beautiful thing to say? Usually you win. Whew. We want a little number, and we don't get it. Yeah, we did. We got to 18. All right. Now, that'll put us to 11-12. Now, we're 1 away from goal. 1 away. There we go. Now, sometimes if I've been on an exceptionally good trot, and this is not an exceptionally good trot by any stretch of the imagination, because we're at like 14-11. We're only up by 3 wins. But sometimes when I get to here, and I've like had 14 wins and 7 losses, I'll say, well, I'm on an exceptional trot. I sometimes will kick this up a couple of notches and make a couple more units just because I think I can. And if it starts going bad, as soon as it recovers, you know, I cut it off where it should have been. I'd go back to 12 and cut it off. Okay. Now, if it had hit that 22 or 29 right there in that same sector, it's a 21. It's a winner. Chicken dinner. Now, watch what happens up here. Watch what happens on the bankroll. It'll go to 12, 12, and then it'll stop. That's it. So, now you go over here, click there, and it'll tell you your win target. So you click that. Now the bot is out of play. And I wanted to show you the doggone trip log, the session log. These are all session logs. These are just today's, or yesterday's maybe. What is today's date anyway? Today's the 25th. Okay, 24th and 25th. Okay, this is for 2 days. I'll click this one. This is one we were just doing. I'll close this to make sure I'm getting this in the picture. Okay, now you can just scroll down here and you can see how it went. So it went down to 13. Now you say, well, wait a minute. You had your loss level set at 12, but this shows you went down to 13. Why didn't it cut off? Because sometimes it will go beyond the loss level, because like say your loss level is 10 and you're going to make a bet that will take you to 11. Well, it will go ahead and make that bet because it'll go over. It'll fudge. But now say we won that bet. Had we not won that bet, that would have been the end of it right there. That would have been Katie bar the door. But we won that bet and we started our uphill climb. And what that 0 means is I have no idea. That's totally new to me, that 0. I just don't know. I have never seen that in all of these Maybe if Normie watches this, he can clue us in. But on that, I have never. Maybe that's supposed to. No. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be a 10. Well, that 10. Yeah, I just don't understand that. Anyway, we won. That's all that counts. So, I know this entire thing sounded like a commercial for Normie and the SLC Bot. But is our purpose here not to find the way? Is it not to find the path? And if that path happens to be a robot, which this doesn't have to be a robot, he published the entire scheme under his thread. And if you want to work hard enough, you can learn how to do it, and you can go to a casino, and I'll bet you can do the exact same thing there that I'm doing here. The only thing is, we've got a robot doing it. So, you know, and this is all you do to start the casino again. Now I got to record my money because I record every time, and that is 146.49. No, 146.39. So I made $1.10 on that run, and I will do the exact same thing I was doing a while ago. Only this time, I will do this right. You click 4 or 5 like that. Now I'll go back. Okay, there. Look at that. 27.18. I'll put in the 27, the 18, the 21. The 14, those are all winners, and the 34. That's going to give me 5 winners in a row, 4 winners. Now, this is a very good place to start, so I'm going to confirm it, track only. And it will collect the next number to come, and it will start betting. But I'm going to have this at least 4 because I'm 14 there. I will not change this from the 10 because the number is positive. If the number is positive, it's just 10. Minus 10 is all it ever is. So let's see what the first bet is. Now, this is kind of a bad deal in a way because you're really starting on a positive tram, and logic will tell you that this isn't going to go on forever. But, you know, we'll give it a try anyway. It won again. No, it lost that time. 35. I thought that was 15. Okay, now watch what happens. It will place the bet, and it will bet as if it had lost 2. The first bet will be for 2. There we go. There's your first bet. And it's for 2 because it lost. So I know this is right, and I know this is right, and everything is, you know, set to go. So I'm on my next run now. And I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch another one of these and hear me rattle. So before the phone rings and that chicken heel calls me again, I'm going to sign off. Have another cup.